So yes, things are finally beginning to heat up around Stalker 2 as we head further into 2025. We got some brand new replies and updates straight from the dev team about the next major patch. And trust me, you're definitely going to want to update your drivers today because some impressive things happening around the recent DLSS update. And oh boy, what's going on around those recent Stalker 2 reviews? We're sitting at mostly positive instead of very positive. We got to talk about these recent reviews and what GSC Game World is doing right now to turn the tide. Plus, we're going to take a special look at what night vision goggles could look like in Stalker 2 thanks to an amazing mod. And we've also got a brand new interview with GSC Game World. And what could this be right here? Update spotted for the original Stalker trilogy. Could it mean that the next gen update is finally upon us? Well, no, not exactly, but some really cool stuff is happening around the Stalker trilogy, so we'll talk about that as well. And as always, I'm going over your top comments, so look forward to that. But you know what? Check this out right here. So my favorite browser, Opera GX, just got a huge update, including an entire facelift with all new features, and a huge thanks to them for sponsoring this video. So the entire mod interface of Opera GX has been completely overhauled. You can easily manage all of your favorite mod effects, like shaders, web modding, and speed dial effects, interface elements like wallpapers, themes, app icons, fonts, and so much more, and sound just like from the Cyberpunk theme. Take a listen. Here's what it sounds like when you type on your keyboard. And you can even set some background music. Take a listen. There's also tons of other sounds that come with many of the themes and mods in Opera GX, including tab open sounds, tab close, limiters, click, hover, tab slash, and switch. And the Cyberpunk theme also came with its own Cyberpunk wallpaper and Opera GX splash screen as well, which is really cool. And keep in mind, many of the other really cool themes and mods also include these features. It's not just limited to the Cyberpunk theme. Also, you can save your own presets. Installing themes and mods is super easy with one click, just like I did with the Cyberpunk 2077 theme, and the selection of mods and themes keeps growing with new features like light wallpapers and custom fonts for the user interface. And check out the new and improved sidebar that includes modules like the GX Control, which allows you to control RAM usage, limit CPU and network usage used by Opera. Also, the GX Cleaner lets you clean up things like cache, cookies, and a browsing history with the click of a button. And there are so many additional settings too that give you full control of your Opera GX browsing experience. Also, stay up to date on the latest gaming news and updates with the all-new GX Corner, which has been completely redesigned. And I can't forget that Opera GX has an import tool that allows you to quickly import all of your settings from your previous browser to GX, like browsing history, bookmarks, and cookies. So upgrade to the best browser for gamers. Join me and download Opera GX for free by clicking on the link in the description below. And a huge thanks to Opera GX once again for supporting this video. All right, so it's the end of January, and a lot of people have been speculating that the next update for Stalker 2 would be landing today or tomorrow, simply because, yes, we got that big NVIDIA driver update with the new DLSS features. So we're going to start out here with this post and get into the official replies. And Stalker 2 News, which is a fan-made account, speculates GSC has mentioned that a new big patch is coming soon after 1.1.4, which released yesterday. The RTX 50 series releases on January 30th, alongside the new technologies like DLSS 4. More on that in just a moment, by the way. Now, Stalker 2 is a day one title for DLSS 4, which means a new patch should be out Thursday, which of course is today. There's little time left. I guess we'll see if they will release 1.2 on Thursday or wait a little longer. Well, of course, GSC Game World picked up on these theories, and they replied right here stating the following: the next major update will be soon at the start of February. It will have many different fixes to the main storyline bugs. And that's a response, an official response, I should say, out on their Discord about fixing progression blockers and main questline bugs and that sort of thing. So we do know officially that we will not be getting some sort of major patch at the few final moments of January 2025. Instead, look for that major patch to be dropping in early February. But hey, finally, at least we have some sort of confirmation as to when we could expect this major patch to be releasing. But yeah, you're going to want to update your NVIDIA drivers, because check it out right here. NVIDIA DLSS 4 Super Resolution Performance delivers better detail and image quality than DLSS 3.8 quality, new comparison highlights. And this comparison comes from MX Benchmark PC, and from what I'm seeing from just the comments alone under this video here, people are more than impressed with the recent DLSS 4 performance mode and the recent updates to DLSS overall with the new NVIDIA driver update. I'm hearing significant things happening around performance for Stalker 2 as well. Let me know if it pans out to be true for you or not. Every PC build is different, of course. But yeah, sources in the description below for this video, but it's looking very impressive so far. And just one example here, surprising to see DLSS 4 performance has greater detail sharpness than DLSS 3 quality in God of War. Truly impressive. Now, if we could only get some game devs to optimize instead of relying on upscaling, we'd be in the golden age of gaming. Hell yes, I know what you mean there. It just seems like there's such a reliance on DLSS anymore. But also, we have this one here. Man, NVIDIA delivered this time. Oh my God, better visuals, better motion, less VRAM usage, almost the same FPS. They did it. If the game supports ray reconstruction, the new DLSS shines even more. So yeah, give it a go. Let me know how it works out for you guys. And beyond updates and bug fixes, a lot of people are looking forward to new content for Stalker 2 in 2025. Here's the question. Once you polish the game, maybe we can expect some new content this year? And the response is simple. We will show you the roadmap a bit soon to tell you about our upcoming steps with content, but yep, for sure. So yeah, of course, we're going to be getting new content in 2025, but I'm also extremely curious to see what this roadmap looks like because yeah, a lot of developers have been very apprehensive about even providing a roadmap because they worry about overhyping. So it seems like they're nailing down the details there over at GSC Game World for us. At least enough to provide us with a roadmap. But we've got even more questions from the community and yes, even more responses from GSC Game World. Check it out on their Discord. Is there a fix to the Scar sawmill bug? Or will we be expected to use a console for every cutscene? And the response is this: the fix will be included in the next patch we have. So that seems to be dropping in February. So that is good news. I've heard that sawmill bug has been a big problem for many of you. Also, we have this one right here. Do you plan on fixing Gary not showing in Yaniv Station in the next patch? And the response is known issue. Most likely you will also be ready for the next patch as well. So a lot of bug fixes going on there. So the honeymoon phase is definitely over for Stalker 2. We're definitely beginning to see some chinks in the armor according to the recent reviews. Of course, recent reviews are sitting at mostly positive now. For more detail, we're sitting at a 71% mostly positive rating. Not too shabby, but it isn't as good as what it used to be, which was 82% from the very positive overall rating of the game. So it begs the question, why more negativity around the game right now? And I think this review right here represents the situation pretty well. Not recommended. I wish I could live in a universe where Unreal Engine 4 and 5 didn't exist. It's kind of sad to see developers nowadays choosing this engine, which often struggles to bring their ideas to life when they don't have the resources to make their own engine. Budgets are everything, and that's completely understandable. Yeah, you know, lately, at least like in the past recent years, we've been seeing more and more hate for Unreal Engine 5 as a lot of developers are going for not optimizing on that engine, instead relying on, you know, other resources like DLSS, frame generation, when gamers want really heavily optimized games that run well. Now, also another big issue with Stalker 2, as gamers further got into the game and reached the end game, I guess you would call it, with this one, a lot of problems began to arise, and we've seen that with progression blockers, and I just assumed that perhaps GSC Game World thought they had enough time to kind of fix the game before their player base actually reached those points of the game, but that's not been the case. Players have reached those points in the game, and they have become more and more impatient waiting for these fixes. So I'm crossing my fingers that the answer here is February, this major update in early February. So I really do hope that we see a turnaround here in February for this game. We've seen it happen to major game releases before where, yeah, we've seen overwhelming negative response and then it shifts towards the positive. So crossing my fingers that that actually happens. We also have a brand new interview with GSC Game World as well, where they talked about the success of Stalker 2 and most notably, yes, a potential film adaptation. And the good news is the game actually did sell well, so this bodes very well for the future of the game. And get this, Microsoft noticed that the number of views for the Stalker 2 trailer was higher than Halo's. They realized everything, that they had to do something in common with these guys, so they teamed up with Stalker 2 for that reason. Yeah, they saw the immense potential for sure. But what about that film adaptation? It seems like they are definitely still mulling it over, but I hope that they are being very cautious. It seems like they are, so check it out right here. The movie is very much a play, but what should it be like? Cinematography is a very complicated thing. Making a movie is no easier than making a game. The level should be appropriate. And again, this is translated, of course, but I get the gist that, you know, they're really focusing up on like the atmosphere of whatever movie / TV series they are discussing right now for Stalker 2. You guys know a big part of the Stalker franchise is the atmosphere. I felt like they nailed that part of Stalker 2 for sure. That's one of the things I absolutely love about exploring this game is that atmosphere. So at the very least, it's good to note they are focusing in on one of the most important things of the Stalker franchise. It's just that the writing has to come together, the cast, a lot of elements that need to come in together to make this work. And that's why I'm worried. Yes, currently and unfortunately, there's only one way to get night vision goggles in Stalker 2. And that's where this mod for night vision goggles comes into play. I'll throw the link in the description below if you want to check it out for yourself. But it goes to show how much we're missing this feature officially in the game. And this kind of thing gets me kind of excited, but I do want to see like the shape of the goggles kind of making it more, I guess you would say, claustrophobic as well. I also want to see that for gas masks, kind of like Metro does, where you can see, you know, even if you can wipe off the moisture from the gas mask, that sort of thing would be very, very cool. But yeah, hopefully we get official support for night vision goggles. And of course, an updated flashlight. We really, really need an update to that flashlight. Let it cast shadows, please. We'll see what happens, what, of course, GSE Game World says officially. And some keen Stalker fans notice this right here, that yes, the original Stalker trilogy is getting some updates, at least on Xbox. A lot of people are speculating, could this be the next-gen update for the Stalker trilogy? Now, officially, we are getting official support for the Stalker trilogy games with a next-gen update. However, this update is not that. In fact, the patch notes say this, that it is for stability fixes, gameplay bug fixes, controller speaker support, and controller light bar support on the patch notes, at least for PS5. And I assume that's going to carry over for all the versions of the game as well. However, I do believe this does indicate they are prepping work for that next-gen update, at least laying some sort of foundation to make sure they have certain features in place before that next-gen update drops. So yeah, things are definitely brewing around that next-gen update. So yeah, a good reason to get excited. And now it's time to go over your top comments from my most recent Stalker 2 video. So be sure to leave a comment down below. Let's get straight into this right now. So we have this one right here. There is a sleep feature. If you don't sleep, you will start hearing enemies like dogs barking, bandits yelling at you, or shooting at you. Yeah, you know, I've seen that there is a sleep feature, but I feel like it's hardly used, and I want it to be a little bit more prevalent and to matter more, to have more weight in terms of gameplay mechanics, perhaps some sort of boost to your stamina, perhaps you get a boost to accuracy, something with sleep to make it more important for sure. Let me know your take on this one, guys. But yeah, it would also make camping, if they do add something like that in the future, having your own sleeping bag, what have you, more viable to the game, and you would actually want to pursue that feature of actually wanting to sleep. All right, next up we have this one right here. Still no AI accuracy fix. Jesus Christ, game came out in a bloody November. Why are we still being sniped from 100 meters by enemies with shotguns through brush and darkness? Yeah, hopefully in the next major patch we see some fixes. I think we will. Also, we have, would be nice if they added cleaning kits to repair your weapons on the fly in the zone. Hell yes, we've heard that many times. Would love to see that. When will we get binoculars and fix AI that have laser aim that can see you from miles away? Binoculars would be neat. I think priority for them, of course, would be weapon balancing first and that sort of thing, and then maybe work to binoculars, but they have to fix A-Life and the AI systems completely before we can even move on to binoculars and night vision goggles, that sort of thing. At least that's what I'm thinking. Also, we have, and then there's me who just wants to touch the orb in the lake. Also, we have, I would personally love to see more attachments for guns because I feel like there's not enough. Yeah, you know, I agree with you on that one. I think it would be cool if they had some sort of upgrade to the world loot system where they did throw in more attachments for your weapons. 100% agree on that one. But anyway, thank you guys so much for the comments. Greatly appreciate the love and support on the videos. Look out for more coverage. I have you guys covered on this one. And also, yes, I'm continuing to cover Space Marine 2, and things are about to go into overdrive mode with the game releases here once we hit February. There are going to be so many amazing releases. I'm looking at Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 in particular. And then, of course, yeah, Monster Hunter Wilds. Some crazy releases coming up here very, very quickly. But yeah, hopefully I can cover some of these games. Look out for some videos. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Take care.